Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to In the Kitchen with Tally Faye. I hope everybody's had a good Thanksgiving yesterday or still having a great Thanksgiving today. Excuse me. I know a lot of families are still getting together today. You have to split it up between everybody and all that. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a blessed holiday weekend. We've done eating turkey and dressing stuff. Actually, we've done the ham thing this year. Turkeys were expensive this year, y'all. Whoa. But anywho, we did the ham thing. But we've done had two Thanksgiving meals, and I'm pretty much done with Thanksgiving food. Okay? You always look forward to it, and then you look forward to it being gone. It's like, give me something else. So like today, Buzzard, I've got him over here thawing out. Buzz is going to cook me and him some steaks on a grill this evening. That's going to be a great change from the Thanksgiving food recipes. So, but if you haven't got to eat them and you're going to your family somewhere or whatever, y'all enjoy them. Enjoy them, because it's always good to get to eat them. And but today I am baking. I'm going to do some bacon, and this is one of my favorite things to eat that is not, I don't know, I don't consider it old time. It's lemon poppy seed bread, y'all. Do y'all like that? I love to buy, and what made me know that I like these was at the store, you know, when you walk by the bakery and they have all the those big gigantic muffins and stuff and everything, they always have the lemon poppy seed ones, and that's usually one of my favorite ones to grab because it's, you know, something a little different. Because growing up, I've never had poppy seeds in my kitchen, in my mother's kitchen, nor in mine. But a girlfriend of mine bought me, for a gift, this big, huge tub of poppy seeds, y'all. Look, I've done used that much in a certain salad that I make that is so simple, yet to die for. But anyway, we're going to use these poppy seeds today, okay? Lemon poppy seed bread. I was going to make muffins, and the recipe calls for I got to look on here, what's it say? It says 7.5 by 3.5 loaf pans. Y'all, I guess that's the little ones. So I lucked out and had a pair of these littler ones, and then you got to spray them and just set them aside, it says. So we're going to just, this is the ones I'm choosing anyway. If you don't have these, I mean, I don't know why you couldn't make muffins out of them. Or, you know, if you made the bigger loaf, you might be careful on your temperature, whatever the temperature is. We'll get to that. Oh, I do need to preheat my oven. Let's see. Let me look on here. Preheat oven 350. So let me do that right now. Okay, I'm going to get my oven preheating on 350 for these two smaller loaf pans, okay? You could probably do that on your on muffins or these smaller loaves. But on the big loaf, if you did that, I would probably drop it down to like 325. Give it a little time, you know, back off a little bit on that heat. But that's just Tally Faye thinking, right? All right, I'm going to set these out of my way. So, we are going to start. Y'all, I love this weather in Texas. This is Texas winter weather. I can't shut up talking about everything, and I know y'all are going to get on with the recipe. But this Texas weather, this is almost like wintertime was when I was a kid. It sloppy, rainy, muddy, messy, cold. I love it, y'all. I love it. And some people have been griping about the rain. Don't you talk to me about griping about that rain. We need that rain in Texas as much as the good Lord will give us. And, you know, it's been pretty rainy the past couple of days, and it's gray and what people call dreary. I love it. But anyway, out there right now, so maybe we'll get some more rain. I love it. It can rain all day long if it's up to me. Sweatshirts, yes. Sweatshirt weather. Oh, I love it, y'all. Let's make some lemon poppy seed bread. All right. Let me put it down here a little bit lower. I got all my stuff measured out here. I hope I get it. The one thing I realized I didn't do was get me some butter out. Gonna need me a little bit of butter. And it says for it to be slightly cooled, so let me do that right now. It says, oh, that's for the glaze. I can do that in a minute. No problem there. Let's do the bread first. Okay, here we go. For our lemon poppy seed bread, y'all. Got you a pencil? If you like this or you want something different, get you a pencil. And you'll write these ingredients down and your measurements. And I'll show you how to bake it, okay? All right, here we go. All right, 1.5, it says take 1.5 cups of flour. And, okay, these dry ingredients, y'all, you're gonna put, I've got my little tablet over here. Let me just lay it down. In a mixer bowl, we're gonna combine our flour, our sugar, our salt, our baking powder, our poppy seeds. Okay, that's our dry ingredients. We're going to combine those in this bowl and just mix them up a little bit. So we have 1.5 cups of flour. Okay. 1.25 cups of granulated sugar, just regular old sugar. And now it says half a teaspoon. All right, half a teaspoon of salt. All right. Half a teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder, y'all. Powder, not soda, okay? Baking powder. 1 teaspoon. Alright, there's our teaspoon of baking powder. And now we're going to need 1 tablespoon of our poppy seeds. I've had so much fun with these, y'all. They're good and stuff. I just never realized it because my mama didn't buy no poppy seeds. We didn't have poppy seeds. That just wasn't, I don't know. We didn't have that. Alright, let me make sure. 1 tablespoon poppy seed going in. Okay, it says to stir on low just till combined. Okay, let's combine this. All right, now in a separate bowl. I didn't get me a bowl out, y'all. Oh, I want this one. Of course, it's going to be full of other stuff. Here we go. Okay. Move my coffee. In a separate bowl, we're going to combine the rest of the ingredients, which are our wet ingredients, of course. Okay, I'm going to call that combined, y'all. Okay? Oh, cool. It's all polka dotted with the little poppy seeds. Okay. Where are we at on it? We have 3/4 of a cup of milk. 3/4 cup of milk going in. Oh, get it down here. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of milk. And now it says 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Okay, 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. All right, 2 large eggs, slightly beaten. Y'all, you know my argument about the large eggs. I took, my carton says large, I took 3 eggs and put them in my measuring cup or whatever, cracked them in my measuring cup and beat them up, and then I just dumped out a little bit of it because I want to make sure I got my egg amount in there. Okay? Alright, I'll hush about that. Anyway, 2 large eggs, slightly beaten. Okay? Back to the bowl. Okay? Now we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon. Oh, some of my poppy seeds stuck in there. Okay. Ooh. All right, 1. Double check. I don't want to mess up on it, y'all. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay. And now, we always had vanilla extract, y'all. We always had that. But this is something I never had either. And I don't know, Mama may have had it and I didn't know it, but that was... Uh-oh, where's it at? That makes me so... I know I can get it on there somehow. Well, anyway, almond extract. And I love it in this stuff. I never knew how much I really liked it. But anyway, I now have almond extract in my cabinet pretty much all the time. Now, we need 1.5 teaspoons of this. Y'all, it smells so pungent. And I've seen some dripped over there, but I'm still going to do my half. Okay. 1.5 teaspoons of almond extract. And now it calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Let me get me a little plate here that I can utilize. Probably could have already had this zested. Y'all look at these lemons. Look how big they are. I paid 77 cents a piece for them. But the other lemons that were in there looked kind of nappy. And I just really didn't want to get them. And I thought, you know what? I'll get them big lemons. I'll pay 77 cents for some big lemons to be able to get the juice and all that out of them. I want to be able to have some. So, I'll tell you what. Give me a minute and I'm going to zest these and I'll be right back. Okay. I got my lemons zested, right? Okay, and it calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Well, even these big old lemons, I thought I'd get like a tablespoon each out of them, you know. It didn't work that way. I got about, what is that? Oh, part of that stem. I got about 1.5 tablespoons, y'all. Light. I got about 1.5 tablespoons out of it. So, and I may be messing up doing this, but I want that lemon in there, right? So, it just so happens I've got lemon extract, okay? Y'all, this stuff is pungent too. So, what I'm going to do, just because that ain't enough lemon zest in my mind, I'm going to put 1/4. I started to do 1/2, but I'm just going to put 1/4 of a teaspoon of lemon extract in with this. Okay, it's in there. So there's that. That's just me adding something to this because I just don't think that's enough. I want to know that lemon's in there when I bite into it, right? But any-oh-hoo, there goes. All right, let me put it back down here now. There goes our lemon zest, y'all. So, y'all remember that if you're getting your lemons, you know, it takes a little more lemon to make a tablespoon than you realize, apparently. To make a tablespoon of it, that was the thing, I guess. Okay, so we've got all of our liquid ingredients together in here. Now, let's see where it says on it now. Combine those ingredients. Okay, slowly mix on low till incorporated, then on medium. Oh, wait a minute. No. We're just going to stir this up, y'all. That's what we're going to do. Get you a whisk. Stir this up because it said put it in a separate bowl. And it said to put this in this bowl. So, we're going to just take this and just mix it up with a whisk, okay? Get it in, all the ingredients incorporated. I think maybe the main thing you want to do is make sure your eggs are mixed in with that other liquids in there good. Okay. we're gonna call that mixed, y'all. And now we're just gonna pour this in here with our dry ingredients. Oh my word, it smells so good. You know what's smelling good is that almond extract. I mean, I smell the lemon, but it's the almond extract that you can smell in there, y'all. Oh my goodness. I'm loving that. All right, let me get this stuff out of my way. Let me look on here. Slowly mix on low till incorporated, then on medium speed for 1 minute. And then we're gonna pour it into our prepared pans. So. All right, we're gonna crank it up to medium. Let it beat on that for a minute, right? Oh my goodness. It don't look like it makes a very big quantity, but maybe that's why they use the 2 little pans, y'all. Okay, we're gonna call that mixed. Get this out of the way. Oh, my lemon zest is on there, y'all. See there, I'm losing more lemon zest. Let me get that off of there. I want my lemon zest in it. Wow. Look at it. All them poppy seeds in there. Oops. Alright. Make sure there's not any dry batter down in there. I just don't, it looks like, to me, it's going to make 2 little bitty loaves. I don't know. We're going to find out together, y'all. But I'm fixing to just, well, okay, I'll do it like this. Maybe it rises up more than I know. I don't know. Well, I guess it is going to fill these little pans like halfway up, so. Get it all in there for sure. Well, there they are. It's in there, y'all. And it's like about half of a pan filled up. So it says to put them in our oven, in our 350 oven. Bread is, let's see. Oh, it doesn't say. There it is. Bake 40 to 50 minutes or until toothpick test. So I'm going to put them in there and I'll start checking them. I'll start checking mine in about 30 minutes and see where it's at on that with the toothpick test. But anyway, 350. I'm getting them in the oven. I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet where I can just get them out at the same time like that. It'll be much easier. Alright. Going in, y'all. I'll set the timer at half an hour. Whoops, okay, that's 35 minutes. And I'll start checking them from that. So I'm going to, I'm fixing to taste this batter. I want to know. It smells so good, but I know that's that almond extract, y'all. I know it is. Oh my goodness. Mmm. Y'all. Oh. Oh, I want to lick the bowl like a kid. Woo-wee. Tell you what, if them baked loaves taste like that dough does, we're going to have us a recipe for the books, y'all. So I'm going to get everything cleaned up here, and it says while they're baking, get your glaze ready for it. And a note that it had on there was that, anyway, a note that it had on there about the glaze was that it looks like a whole lot because you're gonna, when we get them out of the oven, I think it says, when bread is baked, remove from oven, and while still in pans, brush glaze on top. It will seem like a lot of glaze, but it will soak into the bread, making it ultra moist and create a sugary crust when cooled. That sound good? It does to me, right? Hey, I'm a sugar fiend, but I know that dough tastes good. So I'm gonna clean up, come back, and we'll make the glaze and have it ready to pour on our loaves when they're baked. Alrighty, we're gonna get our glaze made and just let it sit here for a little while, I guess, because it says while your bread's baking. I guess you could wait a little bit on it if you wanted to, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this glaze stirred up, and then we will wait for the loaves to be baked, and that's when I'll come back on with that. But here is the glaze mixture, y'all, okay? Well, you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, it calls for 1/3 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. I thought it'd be powdered sugar, but it says granulated. I double checked. So 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of your fresh lemon juice. And y'all, you know, I might not have got 2 tablespoons of zest out of them big lemons, but just a half of one, look at that, I still got all that left. Just a half of one gave me more than 2 tablespoons. So, look how beautiful a lemon they are. Look at that. They are full of meat. They were worth 77 cents. Okay, now I'm squirreling on you. All right, 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice going in. Okay, now 1/4 teaspoon vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of almond on your extracts. So, quarter teaspoon vanilla. Make sure. Yep, 1/4 teaspoon almond. Okay, and then it says 1/2 a tablespoon of butter, melted and then slightly cooled. So mine's cooled, but it's still, you know, it's still man, I don't know, y'all, but anyway, it's still runny, like, okay, so I can pour that in there. I don't get what 1/2 a tablespoon does, but hey, who am I? I'm just Tally Faye doing this thing. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right. That's all that goes into it, y'all. I don't know why it says that it seems like it'd be a lot of glaze. Maybe because those loaves are little, you know. It's done. It smells good. Whoa. I'll be. Y'all, that is zingy. That's going to be good on there. And I guess that, you know, you can still, the granules of the sugar are still in there because it's granulated, not the powdered. Is what's going to make that crusty on it when it cools on the bread. Because remember, we're going to put it on there when it's hot. Take it out of the oven. You're going to pour it on there while it's hot so it soaks it up and stuff, and then it just has a fine crust on it. But that's pretty good, y'all. I like it. So we'll be back when these loaves get done, and we'll put that glaze on there. And the zingy glaze, we'll call it. All right, y'all. Look at that. I spilled stuff all over me. Cleaning the kitchen up. I'm so messy. See you in a little bit. All right, guys and gals. Here we are. I told you I was going to start watching mine, and mine baked for 35 minutes. That's all it took. Okay? I'm going to get them out of here. Look, they baked up beautifully. Look at that. Woo! I didn't put me a hot pad down. Hold on a minute. I'm going to put that on my counter. Put me something down here I can set them on. Because you want to put that icing on there while it's hot. Or that glaze, whatever you want to call it, okay? Set it down here where y'all can see what I'm doing. Alright, let me see. There it is. Ooh, they smell. Oh, they smell so good. That just makes me happy on that part. They smell just like they're supposed to, y'all. And I don't know why it says it seems like a lot of glaze. I mean, you can't even look at that. But whatever, we're going to find out when I go to dumping it on here. I know y'all are looking at the back of the pan, but look, I'm just going to dump it on there and kind of spread it while it's hot. I don't know what somebody calls a lot and somebody calls a little, maybe two different ideas, right? But, well, maybe they're right. Maybe it does look like a lot on there. We want it to go on there while it's hot and let it soak in. I don't know if that helps y'all anymore either, but get it on there. I'm going to pick it up and kind of let it run around a little bit. Go all down the sides and any little cracks that might be in there. Ooh, y'all, this is looking so good. I'm getting excited now. I love it when a good bacon recipe turns out. Because, you know, sometimes bacon can be, you know, can cause you problems every now and then. Don't be scared, okay? All right, we got to put it in there. It's all on them, y'all. All the glaze is on there on both of them. And so I'm going to let them sit here and let them cool, and then take me a knife and run around the edges and get them out, and we'll slice some of it here and see how it turns out. All right, y'all. We're going to take these little loaves out of the pan and see. One thing I want to tell you right quick before I forget it is I said that I baked these for 35 minutes. But what I forgot was when I was setting my time that first time on it, and y'all heard me go, oops, I accidentally set it for 35 minutes. Well, that's when I checked them at the 35 minute time, that's when I added 5 more minutes to my timer. So really, they did bake for 40 minutes in my oven, okay? But I still suggest start checking them at the half-hour time and, you know, give them a peek and see where I did check mine, you know, previous to the time I had set, and, you know, could see without even touching them that they still needed to bake, you know, a little longer. So anyway, watch your time on it. But like I say, 40 minutes was the time for mine, okay? But let's get these boogers out of here and see what happens. You get us a little saucer here. Put us a couple little slices on it. I'm just going to get a butter knife out here, because I think that's going to work. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing here. Let me back that thing up a little bit. Back it up. Okay. All right. Look how pretty they are, y'all. Look at that. See there? They baked up perfect. So, I'm just going to take this knife and run it around the edge. See if I can get it to come out of there. Actually, the sugar has it stuck in there. Press on it a little bit like that. Lift on it some. Now it's coming loose. Okay. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Look how beautiful. Look at that, all the little sugar around the edges. Okay, y'all. I want you up closer than that. Let me... We got to see what this baked goodness turns out to be, right? So let me get y'all off of here. Okay. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to take it and turn it like this so y'all can see when I do it. Let's do this thing. Let's just slice it right in the middle. Look at that, y'all. I wish y'all could smell it. Oh my goodness. I'm very tickled with this. Look at that, y'all. What do you think, huh? Let's take a bite. I'm fixing to. I'm going to break it in half right there. Okay. Y'all. It's so good. This is so good, y'all. Look at that. I'm trying to get it in some right light somewhere. I made a whole circle and it still don't do it. I just don't have the right, correct lighting in my kitchen. Any old who, y'all. Uh-oh, there it is. You can see it a little bit better than that, can't you? This stuff's delicious. This is one that you put in your cookbooks, and you put the little star by it. It's exactly what it is. Everything is just right. Just right. I'm going to go back through this page and tell y'all the ingredients on it real quick. Let me sit down here. Okay. I'm going to read these off to you. This is lemon poppy seed bread. This is worthy, y'all. That's some good stuff. Okay? It gets an A+ in my book. And I don't give very many A+. Alright, lemon poppy seed bread. 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 tablespoon of poppy seed. 3/4 cup milk. 1½ cups plus 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. 2 large eggs, slightly beaten. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1½ teaspoons of almond extract. And 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Now that's for your loaf. Okay? That's for your bread. For your glaze, it's 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. 2 tablespoons lemon juice. 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1/4 teaspoon almond extract. And 1/2 tablespoon of melted butter that you've let slightly cool. That's your ingredients for this recipe, y'all. And bake it at 350 for, it says 40 to 50 minutes on there. It was 40 in my oven. So, I hope y'all try this recipe. It's some good stuff, y'all. I'm glad I made it. It's worthy. Look, I'm fixing to make the seasoned crackers. I'm going to do a video on that and make the seasoned crackers. I got all my stuff out for it. All the goody stuff. Make that up and do a video with that. I'm just making videos today. But I'm going to be eating lemon poppy seed bread while I'm doing it. Love you guys. Y'all try this. Let me know how it turns out for you. In the kitchen with Tally Faye.